Today I am going to teach the first lesson of Hornbill, Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Portrait, that means the picture of a lady. Lady is his grandmother. He sketched the true picture of his grandmother, how he spent his early life with her. This story is the mixture of biography and autobiography. How he spent his childhood in the village with his grandmother. The grandmother was the teacher of the writer. She was also the mentor and guide to help when he was spending his childhood. She took care of the writer when his parents went to the city. His parents went to the city for the settlement till she was taking care and she behaved like the mother. Khushwant Singh went to the school. Grandmother also went to the school, but reason is the school was linked with the temple. So the time he was spending in the school, she was spending in the temple. He was learning something and she was also praying to God. She read the scriptures written on the wall of the temple. And at the time of returning, she also feed the street dogs the remaining stale chapatis. So she was also a religious lady. Her look or physique was not very smart or beautiful, but she was simple, she was sage, she was short, and she was hobbling. That means she was not able to walk freely. So this is the look of his grandmother. Here the turning point came in the life of the writer when the parents settled in the city and both the writer and his grandmother went to the city. In the city life, the grandmother did not like and did not feel suitable for living there. The writer went to the school, English medium school. He learned English, he learned science, he learned the principle of Archimedes, the law of gravity, and grandmother did not understand. Grandmother did not like, and she became upset when she knew that the writer was learning the music. According to her, music learn the beggars and prostitutes. That means low class people will learn music. So in a real sense she did not like learning English or music. She liked the mantras, she liked the scriptures, and she liked the content related to God. When the writer went to university, the writer was living in a separate room. So she became very unhappy, but she had no option. So she also changed her living style in the city. In the village, she involved herself with the dogs, but in the city, she feed the sparrows. She also spinning the wheels and most of times telling the beads of rosary. That means she enchanted the mantras or prayers. She always involved in praying in the city. When the writer went to the went to the foreign land, that means abroad, he was, she was also went to the station, but she did not react. She did not show emotion. She went there, and when the writer returned after 5 years, she also went to the station. But here she showed reaction. She became very happy. She used the musical instruments. She used the drums, like the warriors return home after winning the war. So here we find that at the last stage, she involved in praying to God. Once she was spending her time telling the beads of rosary, she fell ill. She also suffered from the mild fever. The doctor came and indicated that her end was near. And really, that time she fully engaged in spending her time with praying. That means chanting mantras. And finally, she went abode of God. That means she went to heaven. At that time, she prayed to God. And after spending her final life, here we find that the surprising incident happened. The sparrows came, the sparrows sat, and they did not chirp. Mother of the narrator also provided food, but they did not take. And at the departure of the corpse of the grandmother, they also flew away. So, on the whole, we find that really the writer mentioned a story of his grandmother. She was very simple. She was a religious lady. She believed in God. She prayed to God. And she took care of her children very well when she was living in the village. Now we will discuss some questions from this lesson. First question is, how did the writer show the role of her grandmother in the early stage of his life? Really, the grandmother and the writer both were living in the village, so she played her role as a mother, because mother and father of the writer went to the city for the settlement. So she fulfilled the place of the mother of the writer. Second question, why did the grandmother hate music? So according to the grandmother, learning or knowing music was not for the civilized people. So low class people will learn music, as the grandmother thought that. So she did not like, and after knowing that the writer was learning music, she became very upset. Next question, how were the grandmother and the narrator good friends? Really, both were the great friends when they were living in the village. Next question, what was the turning point in their friendship? The writer went to the city for getting the higher education. Here the friendship was snapped. Reason is that he was studying, getting the higher education, he was learning science, he was learning English. The grandmother did not understand. So here grandmother was living the isolation life. Next, what opinion did the grandmother form of an English in the city. So here we find that she liked the scriptures, and in the city English medium school only the music lesson was taught, and she did not like. So she became upset. Next question: how did the grandmother react when the narrator decided to go abroad? She became upset, but she did not show reaction. She went to the station, and she also kissed the head of the narrator at the time of departure, but did not show any reaction. How did the grandmother celebrate the homecoming of her grandson? Really, she was very happy. She also went to the station, and she also used the drum, and she welcomed like the warrior came home after winning the war. Next, how did the grandmother react before her death? Grandmother really reacted and fully engaged in praying. She did not talk to anybody. She only prayed to God at the time of departure of her final life. How did the sparrows mourn the death of the grandmother? Really, the sparrows mourn after the death of the grandmother because really she loved the sparrows a lot. So they came, they sat, they did not chirp, and they showed they were very worried. And when the narrator's mother provided food, they did not eat. And at the time of departure of the dead body of the grandmother, they also flew away. That's okay.